Hi again, Doug here from X-Frames FPV, and today I've got a really exciting video for you. It's exciting for me for sure, and this is of the Hyperlite. This is a completed build video, and this is Serge from PyroDrone's own frame. So he's brought this to market, and this is an exciting time for him too because it's the first time he's offered a ready-to-race / ready-to-fly version. And I have the privilege of being the person that is building these, so it's exciting for all of us. And this is basically number one. This is the first ready-to-race version that has come across assembly line. It's a really short assembly line because it's just my desk here. And so this is the first one, and I'm excited to help Serge out, and I'm honored to be his custom builder. I really am. And so just thought I'd give a little overview on this build. Excuse me if I don't do a very good job with the focusing, because I'm just kind of learning it. These are he's branded this whole thing as Hyperlite, and I think that's really smart because this is a Hyperlite frame, Hyperlite ESCs, Hyperlite motor, and the actual makeup of these components are top notch, and I'll hit on that right now. These Hyperlite motors are the ZMX V3s, and we all know how amazing those are. And if you don't have any experience with them, just do a little search and you'll find how many people absolutely love these motors. So these are the V3s. As far as the ESCs, well, these are the XM20 ESCs, and these are the workhorse of the industry. I tell you that when you go into the pits at a race, you will see how many people run these. They're just really good ESCs, very durable. They just work well. I've put these on, oh my goodness, I don't know how many builds, numerous builds, and I just don't have any issue with them. I have yet to have one that was bad, and I can't say that about other companies. So these are really good. As far as cameras, well, on this one, as you can tell, this is the run cam. This is a 600 TVL. Normally this would have a PyroDrone camera in it, but at this time Serge is having a hard time getting the PyroDrones in time, so we went ahead and we had some pre-orders that we needed to get out, and so these are great cameras, so that's what's going in these. As you can see, there is no VTX in it. When I went in and picked up the VTXs, we put the wrong ones in the box. So this would have the VTX with the pigtail, and it would go right into this plug. And one of the nice things about this is you can zip tie your antenna right here to this top plate, which adds strength, because these antennas are the reason for a lot of breakage on frames, okay? Because they're big and they're kind of bulky, and they hit something and they take stuff with it. And so you can zip tie it here, and then it mounts here to a really strong plate that is replaceable, and I really like that about it. 4mm arms on these. You can see here on the bottom, you've got a mount here where you can zip tie your plug to, and what that does is, number one, it keeps it out of the way, but also the way it's mounted is if you're in a crash, generally the LiPo a lot of times is going to fly forward. Well, sometimes it takes stuff with it because of how it's mounted, and because of this, the way that the XT60 is, when it flies out, it's just going to unplug, okay? So that's a really good design as well. And again, guys, sorry for the focus problems. As far as the PDB, now there's an option on the website, on Serge's website, you can add OSD, and this is the Hub OSD PDB, and so this customer opted to add that. As far as flight controllers, well, you have two choices, or actually there's going to be two different ones depending on availability. Now, you guys, if you've been in the industry for a while, you'll know that availability can be a problem with components, because this is such a demanding industry. There's a lot of people that are into it, and it's very popular. And so sometimes components can be hard to stock. So this will either get the F303 or this SPF3, which is in here right now. And as far as receivers you can choose online, there's two separate builds. One is with the Spectrum receiver, and the other one is with the FR Sky, and this is going to have the FR Sky, which is an X4R. And the nice thing about the X4R is the replaceable antennas, because we all go through antennas, and so it's really nice to just be able to plug and unplug. So that's basically it. That's the basic design. That's the basic build-out spec of all the components that are going in this thing. Top-of-the-line components. And, there are some ready-to-flies out there. And, being a custom builder, I build a lot of ready-to-flies. And this is built to the quality that, obviously I'm doing the same quality of build as I would do for my own builds. In addition, this has the components are just right up there with as good as you can get, right? So, there's a lot of people, people think that, well, okay, you're building a ready-to-fly version, so it's just going to be kind of beginners that are going to buy it. And that's absolutely not the case. I sell to a lot of people who have built frames, or done complete builds, who are racers, and some people, they just don't have the time to do the builds. And so sometimes they'll send me a box of parts. Hey, I have, gathered these box of parts and want you to build them. Other times they just want me to spec something out, or they spec it themselves and I build it for them. So I know there's been already some pre-orders, and some of the people that have pre-ordered these are real, people who are known in the industry. So it's an exciting time, and just wanted to kind of let you guys know what was coming. If you want to purchase these, you can purchase these through Serge's website, and that's PyroDrone, or I'm sorry, I do this all the time. It's PyroFlip RC. That's PyroFlipRC.com. That comes from the days when he used to do the Pyro flips when he was a competitive helicopter pilot. So, anyways, I always get them backwards, and so you can purchase the frames there, and if you just want them in the frame version, or if you want them in the ready to race version. Okay, so I hope this video is useful to you. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. Like and subscribe. You can check out my website, xframesfpv.com. That's xframesfpv.com, and you can also buy this there. And I hope you guys have a good day, and I hope you get a little time to fly.